Hey y'all, it's Sharon. I'm back to share another policing experience with you guys. If you're new to the channel, I'm a retired detective. I worked for 20 years for a southeastern city in the US, and I was also in the military. I'm sharing my experiences along with my perspective and also just helping you see it a different way. And with that being said, I know the title. What scares me about the police? And I am the police. And the reason why I say I'm the police, even though I'm retired, let's just say, God forbid, I go out here and commit some crime that's newsworthy. They're going to dig and see that I'm a retired officer. But the headline is going to read, ex-officer Sharon Walters did XYZ. You know, it sensationalizes it. It helps sell. So yes, I'm still the police in that sense. But what scares me about the police when I think back to my policing days and my experiences, we had what we call the scary officer. I talk about this in other videos, but the scary officer is the one that escalates the situation when you're on call. Example, I was on call. Dad was bringing home his son. Mom and dad started arguing about something. Mom had custody. I'm there. Everybody's calm. Dad is a little expressive with his hands, but I'm not fearful of anything. There was a little crowd, but I still wasn't fearful of anything. Dad was just explaining his half, and I let him talk. This officer, the scary officer, gets out his car, does not hear conversation and knows what's going on, pushes through the crowd and puts his hands on Dad and proceeds to push him up against the wall. That's when everybody's like, whoa, what are you doing? And I had to tell the officer 5 or 6 times, I got this. When I told the officer, he was about to pull the handcuffs out for the 5th time. I'm like, I got this. The officer was overzealous and didn't even listen to the conversation. And by the 6th or 7th time I said, I got this, you could see him turn, whatever color he turned, red. And he didn't want to let go, but I'm like, I got this. And I had to be forceful. And then he finally backed off, but then he backed off and gave the father a warning. You don't want that officer on your scene because he or she is going to escalate the situation, right? The other officer is the scary officer, the one, let me give you an example. The first team I was on, I was the shield person. We're training and we're learning how to clear a room. We learn how to clear houses, things like that. We're clearing the room, and there's different ways to clear it. As being the shield, you can go in and the 2 officers clear the perimeter if you're holding the closet. There was a closet in the room. I'm holding the closet because the door is closed. We come back to the middle. The second officer opens the closet door, opens it. There's a role player in there with his hands up, mind you, just like this, hands up. He shoots him with the simunitions because I saw the orange paint, and he closes the door real quick. And for a second, we're like, what the hell? And the instructor's like, stop scene, put your weapons away. He's cursing, going off, and he's like, what the hell was that? Excuse my language, I'm sorry. It's comical now, but think about if he had done this in a real search of a house. He opens the door real quick, shoots, and closes it because he got scared. That's a scary officer. And even while policing, I was afraid of these types of officers. Now, in my civilian life, I get pulled over. I'm wondering, is this the scary officer that's pulling me over? Let me put my hands where they can see him, put the windows down. Is this a scary officer? And my experience, you get 2 officers on a stop. The officer on the passenger side, I'm not even paying attention to you. I'm paying attention and giving my attention to the officer on my driver's side, window down, talking, because I think it's overzealous for the second officer, this is just my opinion, to knock on the window, put your window down. For what? I'm talking to him, let him tell me. That's what I do. Officer, I'm listening to you, you tell me what to do. Because scary over there, all he or she is there to do is make sure the first officer is safe. So you can see what's going on this side of the car and keeping that officer safe. I don't need to talk to you, but anyway. I don't want those scary officers on a traffic stop with me. And that was happening while I was policing. I saw the scary officers. I did not want them on my scene. I did not want them on my call. And I'm definitely not duck walking through a school to an active shooter. I don't want you there. And you're not going to be there because I'm not doing that. And you can go. I'll let them know where you're going. I'm not taking that scary officer with me. So when civilians tell you that they're legit afraid of the police, believe them. Because some police, questionable. And if you ask any officer that you know, maybe family members, they'll back me up on that. They're scary officers. You don't want them on your scene. You don't want them duck walking with you on an entry team. Nothing. So if we have legit fears, so does the rest of society. Well, that's all I want to share with you. You know what? I did think of one thing. Somebody asked me. They asked me, and I'm not going to answer it now, but I'm going to give you the question. They said, which is more dangerous, being on a traffic stop or conducting the traffic stop? Something to think about, right? All right. Take a look at our online store. The link is in the description. And I made some notebooks for like note taking, jotting down notes and things like that. The links for those are in the description. And always remember, guys, you don't necessarily have to go through a thing to learn from it. Talk to you guys later. Bye.